Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. This is my husband,
Dimitra Honor, and this is my beautiful wife,
Jennifer Honor, and together we are the
Honors.
So today we're going to be answering a interesting question, right? And I think it's a question that we've heard a lot of people ask before, or like they've tried to answer it themselves, and it's a pretty, I don't want to say it's a controversial question, but it kind of is, right? Because it's like, all right, so as you've probably seen already from the title, the question we're going to be answering is, knowing what we know now, would we still choose to be married? Crazy enough, I think I saw some lady, a girl do it on her social media platform. I think it was on Instagram, and she was like, yeah, even though she has a great healthy marriage, she doesn't know if she would do it all over again, right? I mean, I understand.
I look at her sideways.
I understand. But yeah, so we're going to answer that question for us.
Let's go.
Knowing what we know now.
Let's go.
We're going on 10 years of marriage in a few months. Knowing all that we know in the 10-year span, would we still decide to get married?
Yeah.
Do you want me to start, or you want to start?
I'll start.
Okay. Oh,
Heck nah.
why are you hot?
Marriage is hard, y'all. I'm trying to be in the streets. And I'm trying to... Sorry, let me stop. I'm joking. So I think my answer isn't... I have to explain my answer to y'all.
Uh-oh.
And then you guys can answer the question yourselves.
It's a yes or no. Like, it's
a tough one, you know what I mean? So, it's tough, man. I think my initial response would be like, oh, heck nah. You know what I mean? Like, because marriage is hard if it's done correctly. Like, marriage is tough. If you ask Gold, right, like, do I want to be put in the fire? Gold's not going to be like, yeah, put me in the fire. But like, I want the end result though, right? So like the beginner's like, no, like, I don't know. Nah, I have to go through relearning somebody all over again. Like, I'm thinking about it actually right now. That's crazy. So my first response is like, no, because it's a lot. Marriage is hard. You know what I mean? Then I ain't gonna lie, like you see a glimpse of the single people, like, the high rise. And some single people, I guess, don't have high rises, but the ones I see.
or the singleness you want.
Exactly.
The singleness you want.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, legit. Like with the dog. And,
dog.
Yeah, I'm just, no kids. I don't have the child-proof, nothing, right? So you see I've made it just me. You know what I mean? Nobody else. I don't got to answer to nobody else. Where are you going? Would you eat? Like, it's just me. You know what I mean? And it feels good. At least it looks like it'll feel good. Yeah. You know what I mean? But then again, I talk to some of my single friends and they're lonely as hell. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not lonely, So I think from that standpoint, from a selfish standpoint, yes. From a selfish standpoint, I would not want to be married.
Right.
Right? But from a holistic perspective, marriage is amazing. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it does. And that makes total sense.
I hope that made sense to y'all.
I think so. And I think it's kind of in line with what my response, right? If you had asked me this question 3-4 years ago, my initial response would be like, no, I would not choose to be married again. Like, I'm good all by myself. I can pretty much and with the type of person that I am, like, I'm very much of like a DIYer.
Do it yourself,
and it's not just with arts and crafts, like literally any and everything. Like, I want to do it myself. I want, I don't want to ask for help. Like, I just want to do everything by myself. So I'm like, I can already do everything by myself. So like, why would I put myself through all the challenges, right? And like you said, marriage is hard. It's tough. Like, you don't want to wake up every day and realize that you're a terrible person and you need to do better. Like, things that challenge you in life,
Anytime you say that, that's hilarious.
I mean, it's like looking in the mirror.
So were you a terrible person?
We're all terrible people.
I know, but were you a terrible person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're all not perfect. Whatever. But so initially my answer would have been like, no, I think I would be good on my own. Perfect, great. But my answer as to why I would gladly and happily choose marriage again is two reasons, right? The first reason for me is that every season is hard. marriage is not the only thing that's hard. Being single is hard.
True.
Why do you think all these single people are praying every day to God to help God find me my spouse? I want to get married. I want to get married. Because there's challenges with singleness that is just like unbearable to some single people. Same thing with marriage. We think marriage is so hard. Marriage is so hard, but it's like, well, yeah, it is hard. It is, right? Same thing with, people who have kids and they're like, well, I don't want to have kids. Like if I didn't have kids, like my life would be better. I can just get up and go. But then there's someone literally on their knees every night praying to God to have kids, because not having kids when you desire to have kids is challenging. It's hard. Watching people with your kids all doing all the mommy, daughter, daddy, son stuff. It's tough, And same thing. People who have kids, like, we're tired, but every season is challenging. And in marriage, like there's that whole, we talked about in our other video, that sanctification process, like, showing you who you are, the bad parts of you to get better, to become a better human being. If God is not going to use marriage to do that, you're still going to get it in singleness. Like challenge, you're still going to get it in singleness. God is still going to find ways to make you a better person, even in your singleness. So it's like whatever challenge or hardship you're trying to run away from marriage. Of course, I'm not talking about crazy things like abuse and like when your life is in danger. That's not what I'm talking about. But like, the challenges that challenge you, your humanity, you as a human being, like your heart posture, all that stuff, you're still going to get that challenge in any season, And so if marriage is what I get it in, then it is what it is. So whatever I think I'm trying to run away from marriage, it's going to be waiting for me in singleness. Okay? And then two,
so weak.
The second thing that this is personal to me is when I had the panic attack.
Ooh.
That is not something I would have been able to, first of all, I would never have been able to get through it single. And even if I had, I have great friends, but even with friends, there's just certain things that it's different when you have a partner, a spouse to be there with you in the trenches with, because your friends, they have their own lives too.
They'll go
right?
away.
They have to go home.
Yeah.
They probably have families. They have work. They can't live with you 24/7 to make sure you know.
Make sure you what? Go ahead. Finish.
No, go ahead.
No, finish. Make sure you what?
I have a long thing to go.
Yeah.
First of all, this is my answer. Why are you cutting my answer?
Whatever. To your point, to your answer, I'm trying to help you out.
I don't need
make
help.
sense to the people.
It already made sense. What you mean?
All right, go ahead then. Don't take my.
You already interrupted. So go on.
I was gonna say like the friends, like they can go to their house, right? They have the option to like turn off, like caring. If that makes sense, right? But with your spouse, I don't have an option. Like it affects you too. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So that's what you had to say, and you interrupted me. You couldn't have waited till I was done. You couldn't have waited till I was done.
I'm crying.
I thought he was gonna give us some groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking, yeah.
Like, yeah. So why you interrupt me? Anyways, like I was saying, your friends don't have that like commit that like they're not obligated to have that level of commitment to you like your spouse would. Like y'all, said vows to each other in sickness and health, and when in bad season and good seasons, and so for me, that season was a very, very hard season for me. Like so many days that I thought I was gonna die, because like if you've ever had a panic attack, I would never wish it on anybody. Even Satan himself, I would not even wish a panic attack on Satan.
I would, and more.
Because it is the scariest thing ever. Like there were days after that, like I was like, man, like babe, like I feel like I'm months. Okay, like I was like, man, I feel like I'm gonna die. Like it was just a whole, like it was hard. And having someone with me, and it's like, hey babe, can you not go to the grocery store, even though I know we need groceries, but I don't want to be alone right now. I don't think I would have been able to get through that if I was not married. And so for me, even if there's nothing else on earth that I have to be like, yeah, I would choose marriage again, it's definitely that season. It taught me I definitely can't do it all by myself.
So you need me. You needed me.
I need you, honey.
You still need me.
I do need you.
I'm gonna cry.
You need me too, Negro.
You need me? Wow. That's cool.
I do need you.
It's nice to feel needed. That's cool. Needed and wanted. Okay, so I guess I'm curious to know, like when we're in Louisiana, and we've had this like conversation before, right? Like, would you get married again if something happened, God forbid, right? And we both said like no, right? But in the moment, I never told you, but I felt like it was hurtful to hear that, right? No, like no knock on you, but it made me feel like, man, like we're not where we're supposed to be in marriage yet, because marriage should be so enjoyable. That's like, man, I would do it again.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, you know, you don't want to do something like somebody else, but the essence of marriage should be so enjoyable that like, yeah, I would want to get married again, right? So for me to hear that, I was like, wow, like reflection, like, man, we're not there yet. You know what I mean? So how did that make you feel?
Yeah, I think similar. Like it doesn't feel good, right? Because obviously the only experience you have in marriage is with me and vice versa. So if that's making you want to say, yeah, nah, peace, like I'm not interested in marriage ever again, I think there's a portion of you that will feel like, oh dang, like I guess I'm such a terrible spouse, right? But like you said, I think it all goes to show that we just hadn't gotten past that point in marriage where it's like we see the fruit of the hard work that we put in, or that even during those hard seasons, that it was hard work that we were like, it's like seeds we were sowing, right? Because we didn't stay in those.
That's the word. It wasn't harvest season yet. Okay.
Yeah, it's like we were sowing the seeds, right? And it was tough. And and thinking about it, like that makes a lot of sense, because obviously we didn't stay in like a terrible marriage like consistently. Whenever we had a rough season, we always overcame, right? We would have a rough season, we would always overcome. Even in the times that it felt like the rough seasons were back to back, but we didn't see it as, okay, this is giving you ground to like till the soil.
Of course not.
You're sowing the seeds, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it hurt then, but then now that like we're in the harvest season of that, it's like, oh.
It's beautiful, yeah.
You know, that is the word. And that's a great realization.
Yeah. And you don't know. You just living.
Because like you're just so focused on the problem, and then it's like the challenges. It's like you're not realizing that you're sowing in your marriage.
I think it's like God's like idea though, like for us to go through the hardship, like because how else will we be like where we are now?
Like we're fine. We're going through the fire.
Yeah, like I don't know unless y'all don't, let me know in the comment section below.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how else would we have gone, like what other path?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that's good. That's good.
You have to be computer programmed, which that's not the thing, you know what I mean?
So then it definitely makes sense that we would say that we don't want to get married again.
Yeah.
And then obviously now that like we're in a season of marriage where we feel like, wow, like we've gained a lot of wisdom, and like even past that season where all we saw was a mountain and we couldn't even like foresee how to navigate problems better. But now it's like we're at the point where it's like, okay, whenever, even if we have an argument or we have an issue, we're able to navigate it so much better without it being a mountain, or like without it. Yeah.
When I tell y'all marriage is so beautiful right now, yo, like I'm serious, man. Like, and if you guys know me, y'all know I'm an honest person. So when marriage was like is she? I was like, yo, marriage is hell right now, bro. I was speaking up, you know what I mean? Like my close friends who know me, right? But marriage is beautiful right now, man. Like to the point where like when you go out, I'm like, babe, where you going? Don't leave me.
I know.
Like, where are you going?
Alone.
I'm like, yeah. And I'm like,
don't leave me.
Yo, if you guys, I'm telling y'all.
Where at some point I just needed my space.
I'm telling y'all.
Get out of here.
If y'all know the old me, I bet you out. Peace. Like I would go play ball and not come home. Remember? I used to always say that like in the beginning of our marriage, I feel like you cherished our marriage, or you saw the value in our marriage earlier on, way before I did.
You think so?
I know so, babe. Because like I would go out, play ball. Like I would just be out trying to go places. Like, but I have a whole wife that's at home. This was without even kids. We don't have kids yet.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, yo, I wish that we didn't like. Okay. Let me finish. Now I'm kind of like, I wish we didn't have kids so I can go back and enjoy that season of like just me and you, right? But now obviously I can't because we got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. But I would say I don't necessarily think it's because I cherished it more. I think it was more so one, like already I was a homebody. You were not a homebody. So, but I think it's you trying, like, you just have to find that balance now. Like, okay, now I'm married. I'm not supposed to be out all the time. And for me, I'm a homebody. So I'm wanting my husband to be home with me, or like, I want to be there. So even if I was like in that space of, oh, why are you going out so much? It wasn't necessarily because I cherish our marriage more. I think it was more so because I'm a homebody and like,
really?
Where are you going? Like, why? I mean, if it's not us going to the restaurant, like, where are you going? Because that's pretty much the only place I prefer to go to.
Yeah.
But but I think, obviously now we both cherish the marriage. We've, cherished it like consciously, right? Another thing too that I feel like it's still part of this conversation is that, let's say, God forbid, if you pass away, will I get remarried? Right?
Ooh.
Would I get remarried? That is a thing that is like, I don't know. Like, and funny enough, like, my answer had always been, and I think my answer changed probably like last week.
Okay.
My answer had always been no. Like, okay. I'm not gonna do it again, because, having to go through everything we've been through with a new person, that's a lot. And I don't know if, as mature and as better of a person as I am right now, I don't know if I would want to do that with someone else. Yeah. But I came to realize that two things. One, the only reason why I would question that or like would want to get married again was honestly because of the girls. Because I've seen the power of a 2-parent household, like you being a dad, and like I want them to have a father, especially your daughter Hope. Imagine your daughter Hope without a dad.
That's crazy.
It would be terrible. So if anything, I was like, you know what, for the sake of my children, I would probably like look to marry again. But in addressing the first comment that I made, that I don't ever want to start over, and also one of the things that I've said to you since the beginning of marriage, that I don't think there's any man out there that would love me like you love me. And it's like, I feel like God had to check me real quick and was like, honestly, Jennifer, that's what you really like. You think that's what it is, but the root of it is you don't trust me to find you a partner that would be either equally as good or better. And I was like, Lord.
That's crazy.
I was like, you know what? That's fair. That's true.
Wow.
Because like, why wouldn't God, like, why wouldn't he? Like, why wouldn't he bring me a spouse that would be as equally good or even better? Like, why can't that happen?
Wow. That's crazy.
So this is for anybody that has been widowed or is a widower and you don't want to start over, or you think
that's a word.
You can't do it over. Trust that God can, and can probably do better. No shade to your previous spouse, but like, they can either give you equivalents or, better.
God knows what you need. Yeah,
like, trust God in that. Yeah, I just wanted to put that in there.
So okay, hold on. Let me be me for a second. So, God forbid, I ain't going nowhere. First of all, I ain't going nowhere,
You're
right?
not.
And so for all y'all N-words that might try to slide a DM just in case I leave, I'm gonna haunt you. I do that. Stop. I'm gonna haunt you.
Calm down.
I had a thought. What was it? So then the idea is like the whole. I mean, this might be off topic. I don't know, but like some people are like, oh, I have like a soulmate. Like I have, like God gave me the one.
Oh, this conversation has
You know what I mean?
about so many times.
Like,
there's no
this
such
is
thing
the
as
one, the person. Like,
there is no such, because then like if I don't marry my one, then my one marries somebody else's one, then it's like we're all screwed.
Yeah.
Oh, that conversation has been long dead. There is no such thing as the one.
I wonder if something, God forbid, happened to you, would I get married again? What do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Just don't marry somebody I know.
How are you gonna allow the Lord to use you?
My friends.
Wait. How are you gonna allow the Lord to use you to give a firework just like that? What if one of your friends is that, or even better than you? Y'all see how it is? Once the flip is the script.
I never mentioned any of your friends, so that's not the same. Don't say that. I was speaking in general terms.
Exactly. But what in your general term?
No.
What if your friend is that person God has for me?
Well, hey, I'm not gonna be allowed to see it, so it is what it is at this point.
Would you haunt us?
I don't know how the spiritual world works after you're gone, but if there's hunting,
Oh my God. I've always told Jennifer this. Like, if I'm not there, I want you to live your best life. Like, I've always told her that. Like, God forbid if I pass away, like, I'm gonna need, like, I need you to turn up. I mean, yes, I know you have to go through a whole grieving stage, whatever. But listen, I will not be grieving where I'm going. I'm telling you.
Okay, yeah. And okay, where you're going.
What you mean,
I thought you meant like you would not be grieving here, like if I'm gone.
Oh, damn.
I was like,
That's terrible, bro. That's so bad. No, of course I would agree. So I guess that comment brings my question, right? Like, I honestly don't know. I think that if we didn't have any kids, it would be easier for me to marry again. If we didn't have any kids.
yeah.
Now that I got my girls, bruh, I don't know. Can I be honest?
Right.
Can I be very honest? Can I be honest with y'all? I'm gonna be honest. I feel like if I didn't have any kids, you look at me like,
I'm
what you
scared
gonna say?
let me be honest. I'm
You gonna
scared of
say?
you.
No. I feel like if we didn't have any kids, it would be easier for me to like marry again, right? And obviously, I would grieve. I don't know how long the process will take, but maybe eventually. And I'm young too, so right. But I feel like now, I don't know. I feel like it'd be very difficult because I have kids, and for somebody else to come in and play the mom role of Jennifer, I feel like it will remind me a lot. I don't know if I'll ever get over the grief hump. You know what I mean? And also, I'm sure I would, but I don't know. It'll be tough, right? And also with the girls too. Hope, Elena, Honor.
Nah, she's stuck on you forever.
The amount of questions, you know what I mean? And I don't know. It'll be weird. A whole marriage again.
See, that's exactly what I said though. That
trusting God,
you're not trusting God to provide you with somebody that can, again, either fill the role perfectly or do better. Like it's all, but again, it's about me. Where is God?
Yeah, that's crazy. I also do want to say this too. I feel like the conversation kind of went down like a depressing route.
You made it depressing.
No. I'm cool. I feel like we're mature to have this conversation. You know what I mean? But for anybody else who's watching, that was not our intent to I don't just in case. So that wasn't the whole point. But yeah, hope y'all got the point of the video.
I don't think it came off depressing. So on a more positive note, I hope this video was informative. I hope if you've had that that conversation before, if you've asked yourself that question before, and you used to be like, nah, like I'm not getting married again. Hopefully, maybe this has given you some insight and things to think about to arrive at maybe a new answer. And also if you've ever decided to not get married again or all that stuff, hopefully this conversation has helped you to think a little bit more deeper and maybe have some more faith and trust in God for certain things. But yeah, that's all we have for you today. We will catch you all in our next video. Bye.